Welcome to Java. Thank you kindly for joining me. It is October 28th, 2024, and it is also Monday. So I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and got rested up because this is going to be a wild week. It's full of a lot of things going on, and we are looking forward to the next week, which is not just the elections, one of the largest occurrences going on globally, but also the Fed rate cut decision just after. So let's get started with what is going on in our markets this morning. So I'd like to start with the MMRI as our favorite risk indicator. If you're new here, this is market risk indicator that incorporates basically the 10-year yield as well as the relative strength of the dollar. So this has been rising as I'm doing this. It is up to 277.4. I am early, so hopefully not missing anything significant this morning. So with this, we're watching also the fair greed meter, also solidly in the greed area, watching some retailers drop out a bit. This was Friday ahead of the weekend, so we'll see what happens with this morning. Now, the relative strength of the dollar is rising, as well as the 10-year yield. Now, that is what is making the MMRI rise. But what we're watching is this uh, bond yield raise in yields, bond yields, is significant. So if this continues, this could really have an effect on the markets, not just today, but we're going to have to watch this forward. We've always got our eyes on it, but this morning it did make quite a move, and then all of a sudden began suppression. So they dropped significantly, a large amount. It appears the Federal Reserve Plant Protection Team hard at work to keep this managed. Now, with this, we've got Bitcoin cryptocurrency are up. Bitcoin is back above that 68,000 level quite strongly at the moment. So we're going to watch the swing in all of these assets. We are watching today the calendar is light on report and numbers. However, we are watching the 2-year note auction for these yields at 11:30. So that could have some significant movement. Now, we've got this sentiment. Basically, right now, the bond yields very volatile, up right now, could put pressure on the stocks. Right now, stocks are mixed in the red, just opening. We had the basically European stocks doing quite well, and the Asian markets are down a bit. Now, the People's Bank of China are looking at easing again, so they had their stock market did quite well. The Japanese yen now again is getting weaker, so basically inflation plays in that market. So they just had their election, and their market could bleed over into the United States market, as it has done already a couple of times about a month and a half ago. So with this, we've got a couple of outliers, one of them being oil. Now, oil has dropped significantly, 4.8, 4.74%. And this is basically looking forward to a lack of demand, and also, ironically, war subsiding, or basically the strikes not being so bad, is actually hitting oil, because they're expecting that if oil or the energy got hit, that they would have lack of supply and therefore increase the price. And that's not what happened. So with Israel attacking Iran, they had a series of pre-dawn airstrikes, but they targeted the military infrastructure and stayed away from the energy as well as the oil refineries and stocks there. So stock futures jumping on this, oil prices falling after this came out. Basically, they did pretty managed moves with their airstrikes, and so the market futures going up, saying that was quite a good move on their part. So we still see the safety place, gold and silver down a bit, but still above 2,700 for gold and $33 for silver. Now, they could still pull back a bit. In my opinion, not financial advice, these are the opportunities to buy. Okay, with our earnings, we've got a couple of large companies watching today, and this is after the close. We're looking mostly at Ford and Waste Management will be the large ones. Got a couple of companies prior to the market open. And the other one we're watching is F5. Now, F5 is a network infrastructure company, basically with Cisco. You know, Cisco systems, they are backbone network infrastructure. So, also important to artificial intelligence, as well as sort of the internet network, not so much Bitcoin cryptocurrency, but definitely the increase that we're seeing with artificial intelligence. So, watch the movement on that company a little later today after market close. Now, I read multiple sources, many, many sources, so that I can get the best of information, see different sides, and also bring this to you. One of the sources is Al Jazeera. Now, they are from the Middle East, so they have a different point of view. And with this, I thought this was very interesting that one of the topics that beat out most of the others, including economy and trade, for them, they put in the United States elections. So this is simply to show you how significant of an impact globally the United States election will have. So with this, we've got Morgan Stanley also warning that this is high stakes and could unleash major market shifts. Now, I've said this before, but basically at the moment, the markets are pricing in a Trump win. If that does not happen, we will watch the cryptocurrency market take a major hit. I expect the index, basically the major stock market, will take a broad hit as well as some other areas. So that could cause some serious issues if that does not happen. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, not financial advice, do your own research, but that's what we're looking at right now. Now, that being said, with the elections, it doesn't matter who we choose. We will see more inflation. So the inflation play is in for the long term, that all assets will increase as priced in dollars. That includes the stock market. Now we've got, as an example, Zimbabwe. Now the ZiG is their currency. They tried to put in a gold backing. They've been manipulating their currency, trying to manage it. And what they're seeing is their devaluation has continued. And with that, that basically means their currency is weak, double digit inflation returning. So I believe this is going to happen. All currencies right now, they're in a race to the bottom. The front of the line for the Western currencies is the Japanese yen, which is why we're watching them, because if they make moves to basically manage their yen, it will ripple out to the US dollar in the US markets through the bond yield, through the debt market, and also through currency and trade. So, watching all of those. But don't worry, I'll keep you up to date. So, with this, I would also like to bring forward, we've got Qatar tech firm launching a platform for tokenizing Islamic finance contracts. Now, this is basically, they have culturally different views on loans and specifically interest. So they're tokenizing these in order to trace these and basically offer these products worldwide, globally. A huge product here, basically. But I've been asked about how the tokenization is going to work. So they tokenize and associate these codes. You can think of it as what you're familiar with if you just gave it a social security number and then put it on the market to trade. So that is going on. Tokenizing will expand rapidly from here. They've got the backbone to do this, and I just wanted to bring this out. So, last thing I wanted to bring up before letting you go, Zelensky is allowing foreign mercenaries to basically command the Ukrainian army now. Now, this is two reasons I want to bring this up. The first is they are short on manpower. They don't have officers their own. Secondly, they're also lacking experience and ability. So they're trying to do a last ditch effort and bring in basically foreigners. This means NATO troops basically as their last kicks. Basically, this means they are losing. He knows it. They're losing the last ditch effort preparation. Now, the flip side of this, why I bring this up, is because after the wars happen, then they have the reparations, they have rebuilding, and all of these costs are basically done on a debt basis. So with all of this inflation we're already seeing, they're going to pay for these, expand the debt, the spending, regardless of who is voted into office. It's just a matter of the amounts, and this will increase this as well. So with this, I wish you all a green trading day if you are trading. I just hope you have a good day because it's Monday. And until I see you again, my friends, stay free.